before we get started, Celestial Rising, Divine Noon, and Grand Night to the beautiful deity watching this video, to Divine Reflection, Divine Messenger, and we are back with another celestial message, by the way. Yeah, I'm watching the Blood of Zeus, and I just wanted to show y'all something real quick as well. So this is their apple juice out here. I'm gonna show y'all. This is what it look like. And then this is their syrup. And on the back, it says, long ago, the first people of Canada discovered that when maple tree bark was pierced, a naturally delicious liquid trickled out. Tastes good. They cried and called it Sinzit buckwood, meaning drawn from the woods. Buckwood still tastes as amazingly good today. Sustainable for vegetarians and vegans. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna let y'all see that. Like, that's crazy. And I noticed out here as well, this is how their salt looks. But I noticed that out here, they really are healthy for the most part. This is their money too. And just look at the hybrids though. Like, look at the characters, like they actually do live. But we are back with another message and understand as well. If you choose to and you enjoy these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. And this is their coins, by the way. Y'all can see that. But yeah, as I look at them, the hybrids are easy to spot just by the way they shift their skin and all that. But it's interesting, no different from our dollar bills in America. But today, you know, also I was making my bed because I'm about to get back into bed. And the thing is too, I've been up since 8 p.m., you know, so I took a nap yesterday because I was tired from that flight, and then we were just walking around, just exploring, but then took a nap, and it's like 9:07 right now a.m. So you're probably back at the crib, either you're going to work, you're at school, or you probably still sleeping. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I just want to make this video for y'all. Also, family, didn't I tell unity? I don't like saying family because what is family? I have a surprise for y'all. Remember, it wasn't this week, a video last week, I said, or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned about that book on masonry. I said I was gonna find that book. I don't know where it went. Maybe it just had some legs and it walked away. I was getting pissed off about that. Understand? Oh yeah, we got a revised version. Tell me why, before I was packing up to go to London, I found this in a random suitcase that I never used before, because I always use this, what is that, like an aquamarine blue. It's like a bluish color. I used that suitcase. I didn't use it for this trip. I used a different one, which is basically the one on the floor right now. So that one right there on the floor. And in one of the pockets, I opened it and I was like, I said, oh, a revised version? That unity, divinity, divine reflections. When we speak these into existence, we're going to find a way to find that book. Patreon family, this is for you. We are going to expose this. So if you're not in tune with the Patreon, like, thing is, I'm going to read. How many pages do we got? 176 pages. Now, we're not going to read all of that because that's like, no, we can read all that. 173. Yeah, so step-by-step detail on what's really going on. So I just wanted to show y'all that. Now, of course, somebody's going to say, whoa, Divine, you a Mason? What are you doing? Why are you showing me that? Relax. If you check my story times and all that, I basically already told y'all, you know, the rabbit hole that I was trafficked into. I don't like to use that word, but I would say guided into unconsciously. And you know, me just walking out, and once I found this book, because I never obtained the book before, because the book that I had and I lost, that one was the unrevised version. Now I had just a little more pictures for the forefathers, but this is a revised version. I don't know what it was doing in the suitcase, but whoever led to the suitcase, you done fucked up in my family. I don't know who you are, but you messed up. I'm going to expose it all. So on Patreon family, so Patreon, get ready. They going down. No bullshit. All right. Shout out to Georgie, by the way. Also, have you done a video about destiny? Because I think there is some type of destiny, because some people are born in war-torn countries, hunger, poverty, and some reborn privileged. You know what I mean? Also, some people suffer certain things during childhood. They are born certain ways since kids, and others feel other things. They feel them differently. I would like to hear your opinion as well because I read a lot on this topic. Okay. Do y'all hear that? Hold on. It might be an accident outside. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I need to shut that up. Yeah, my bad, y'all. That's a lot of, I don't know who's honking, who's doing that, but it's a lot going on. All right, so also have key points as well. And the first thing that I put, because I understand, so let's talk about destiny as well. Being wise and being foolish are one and the same. And there's really no difference into what these differences actually make upon themselves. And when it comes down to understanding what destiny is, destiny does not know how destined it was always meant to never be. Destiny does not know how destined it was never meant to be, because it was meant to be something that nothing would really want to be. Nothing would really want to be destined for something. But when you're destined for nothing, then why are you doing something that you're not really destined for? It's because destiny created its own astrological chart that it was destined to physically come down and experience beyond the zodiac or beyond the astrology aspect or just beyond quantum enlightenments. And that's why believing in the soul is very hard for me, because it's just like the soul would never call itself that. So I would just call it solar awareness, because of course you having that solar aspect of your awareness, you're being aware of what you're being gravitated towards or into, because what you're being gravitated towards is what you're already into. So what are you into if you're being human? Now the thing is too, as humans, people believe in free will, or they'll resonate with free will, the spirit of free will. The thing is though, willingly wanting to be free is not going to keep you free, but it'll keep you dumb in freedom. What's the point of even trying to gain that freedom when you still are dumb as you are being free mentally? No matter how free you think you are, freedom is not destined to give you that satisfaction of actually being free from your dumbfounded ways. Destiny is so destined to do great things that even destiny does not know how great it never was, which is why destiny will keep falling into a chart that it has to follow through a script. If destiny goes off a course, how will you know that you're destined for greatness? You have to remind yourself on how great you are, even though you're not destined to be great, because why would you want to be great to a title that you got detached from? If you keep attaching yourself to titles in this realm, then you're submitting yourself to different energies that don't align with your script. But destiny swapping is a thing. Go watch Mufasa, the new one, The Lion King, whatever the case may be. Go watch the new one with the CGI version, not the cartoon, but the CGI version. Simba and Scar, that basic, not Simba, Mufasa and Scar, that basically was destiny swapping, meaning that Scar wanted the life that a rogue lion had, because the being was tied into Luciferian bloodlines from the nature of a woman that was destined to give him his script as a king, because that's how Simba seen himself along with other lioness or goddesses, because he was always comfortable in his nature, and Scar despised that, which is why he tried to do whatever he could to eliminate his so-called brother, which is why if you watch that movie, Simba gave him that grace into allowing him to come within the Pride Rock or the Pride Lands, because you were about to kill me, but I saved your life from you killing me. So because I saved your life, I'm going to shame you and shun you away from the light, but you'll still be able to bear my enlightenment. So you are a slave to me because I saved you from saving me. Whole entire time though, Scar got the worst end of the stick because of his intentions that he was destined to already see. But he wasn't seeing that yet because he was gradually going into a different realm that the script wasn't following. So Scar's script it was like imbalanced in the movie. That movie's so great. I don't care what nobody say. The Lion King, to me, you can say it's boring and all that, which to me, it is, honestly. But the message behind that movie is so divine that divinity doesn't have time to actually think about it when you first watch it, or as you continually watch it. Go watch the cartoon version and all the Lion Kings and the newest ones on Disney Plus. Those right there are telling you that there are beings out there who want to get close with you, become cool with you. They're like considered family to you, friends, all that. But then when you do something out of the ordinary, you do something that enhances your script out of their ordinary lifestyle, that's when they become more envious of your lifestyle that you are living in by your script. Because our life is scripted by Saturn's timekeeper. That's exactly why Big Ben is out there ringing his bell or his clock. And Elizabeth's Tower letting us know that we're on hybrid timing. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into that. All right, so the first one I put, the solar awareness has a script that we got to follow according to Saturn's continuation of what has to flow and the illusion of the flow state of mind. Our life is authored by our higher self before birth. Our higher self is the author for our life that we physically experience. Our higher self is literally writing down. I don't have a pen, but our higher self is writing down. Okay, he's gonna do that today. Okay, actually, no. Our higher self is basically, so it's the author, it's already envisioning what hasn't happened. So the solar awareness has to be aware of the script to see it happening in real time. The higher self knows what you're gonna do for 30 years, 50 years, infinite years above your present moment. So as it writes it down, or it already wrote it down because it's already there, higher self sees it. We agree upon it subconsciously, and then we observe what we're going through the script, because the higher self is scripting us through our subconscious illusion that Saturn has us in a chokehold in. Now, because of that, all the things that you go through, see life as a movie scene or a movie screen, because everything that you're going through is you seeing what scene is being played in front of you. So you got to stop, pause, and press play and rewind and fast forward into what you're able to experience, because life is a movie and you are the actor. Men and women are merely just players and actors in the game. And Shakespeare didn't have to tell you that, because Shakespeare is also a hybrid as well. Now, that's exactly why, too, when you are going through the evolutionary phase of what you're experiencing, you realize that the beings that did this to us, which is what you see in the mirror, literally. So basically, the beings that did this to us, are the reason why most of us are not born understanding our script for the solar awareness that we are able to gravitate into. Most beings are born into poverty because that's what they chose to be in. Not only that, it was destined for the script. For example, I can relate to both aspects, because when I was younger, it wasn't a thought of me, being in a low way of being or low way of experience in life, because I understand that, abundance comes with time and patience, with the choices that we make unconsciously. When I understood that at 5 years old, I was able to speak life into my guardian to the point to where this shit really works. Like, being conscious really works. And people will sit here, they can laugh and shame me, slander me, judge me all they want, but use my videos as inspiration. And when I was younger, I really never thought I would actually be in a whole different country that's on a higher, different timeline that's ran by hybrid beings. Now that I'm at a certain frequency mentally, now it's like everything makes sense from when I was lucid dreaming at 5 years old. And I still can envision myself at 5 years old right now, because that timeline exists right now. That's my script for privilege. Why? Because I chose to go that route of the hardest difficulty that a being has to fathom. Please tell me I put that down. There was a note I had from the Blood of Zeus. Go on Netflix, watch Blood of Zeus. Great show. The more one suffers, and this is, Hermes said that to Zeus when Hera, the goddess Hera, she eliminated Heron's mother, because Zeus was going crazy, literally procreating with many women, having many sons and children, all of that. But Hermes, which is the fastest god, so the angel with shoes, the sandals with the wings on the side. The more one suffers in this life, the easier they move on into the next. The more one suffers in this life, the easier they move on into the next. That's exactly why me putting myself through this suffering, I understand what it means to be like broke or poor, but I also know what it feels like to actually be abundant or optimistic with money, financially free. I understand what that means. But this is really why I am able to be in that realm, because no matter what, it's what 9:19, 9:20. I could be in the bed sleeping right now, chilling while my guardian, I had to walk my guardian to work. I didn't mind anyways because, I was already up, making sure that she got to her establishment. That to me is beautiful right there, because I still get to walk back to my hotel and I get to go back and do work. And I don't see it as work, but I see it as what I'm actually doing, getting my thoughts out to the awareness of the Almighty Creator. That to me goes beyond my script, because I create my script now. I'm the producer now. I run the production of my life. I used to be the actor for my life, playing or getting played on the string. Then all of a sudden I used to be a director, a producer. Now I'm just a production of my script that I'm observing now. I see what I got to do. I see how I have to handle my lifestyle. So because I have to handle my lifestyle a certain way, that means that I have to be able to get my mind intact through clarity. The next one, karma is designed to have a certain dilemma that the designer would never want to place upon karma or karmic retribution or a karmic debt. Karma is designed by the karmic contributor to understand that karma cannot contribute nothing in this world but false illusions. The things that appear to us as fate is literally just karma. This is just karma. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm excited. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. My bad. All right, let me slow down, bro, because I'm just, man. My bad. Man. Okay. The things that we see as fate is karma literally just releasing a timing that divinity would never keep time of. Not only that, this helps us balance energy and see what truth can lie into the contradiction of what karma cannot actually design. Because the thing is too, with the karmic design of balancing energy, you are not able to really balance energy because it'll always be in balance physically. So while you're balancing it spiritually, consciously, etc., it's like, what are you putting into your body? What are you feeding your solar awareness? How aware are you being with your choices, your sayings, your doings, what you're seeing? And however you're seeing it, are you judging it, or are you just allowing it to just be in its state of mind? That's the difference between the karmic design, because you design karma. Karma can't design what you were never destined for. Karma cannot design what you're never destined for. So how the fuck do you have karmic debt? How do you have to owe karma what karma can't even owe itself? Oh my God. Karma doesn't even know how to owe itself. Does karma know how to pay itself back for what it was destined to be doing and its script? So karma will sit here and, as people or humanity will say, what goes around comes around, etc. Cool, but does karma not do fucked up shit as well? How are you going to shame or shun me, judge me for doing things that I have no control of till I become conscious? Not only that, karma, you watch and observe the Almighty form my hive mindset subconsciously, and you gonna give me karma for what I'm just now figuring out in this lifestyle? Hypothetically speaking, but just a human being who's just now coming into consciousness. If we don't question karma, how do we know karma is actually correct on what it isn't balanced in? Number 3, you have an assignment to do for divinity, and this goes with Invincible, great show as well on Amazon Prime. And I say that because the alignment of the Viltrumites, right? That's divine timing through Luciferianism. Can't make this stuff up. It's literally ran by Masons or Amazon. Amazing films that Saturn literally keeps time of. So go watch Tarzan. I'm putting y'all in game right now. Go watch Tarzan, the cartoon version. You know exactly who the fuck I'm talking to as well. That old school the old school Tarzan, when Tarzan had the pale costume, the dreads, brown dreads, and then the elephant. The elephant was like burgundy or something like that. He had a little ape that was his sibling with the little, yeah. And Kerchak was either the guy, the gunman that was hunting the apes. But go back and watch that, because that alignment. So when him and Jane, I think that's her name, but him and Shorty, they went into the tents or whatever for the hunters. They weren't there though, but they were looking through the film, because that was the first time Tarzan seen some film of a movie. So when he was watching the projector, that's literally how Saturn has our timelines. So it's like the cube of Saturn alien cults, they have that projected to a certain frequency that we have to emit by being unconscious to pyramids. So these pyramids align with those higher celestial embodiments that keep them straight in divine timing for the divine script, that keeps them aligned with the balance of designing karma. Now, because of that, these films are going simultaneously like this physically. So time is non-linear, but it's only linear physically, meaning that it stays on a lapse like that, on a string theory, quantumly. Einstein told you that. Now, when it's stuck like this, that's basically us understanding that outside of that linear time, we are observing ourselves doing this. It's cut, edit, play, like, you feel me? So you're doing your own edits because you're creating your own design. As you're designing your life, Saturn will be able to show you two sides of the same movie. You have the movie that was destined, but you also have the director's cut. You got whatever else they want to add on to the movie. So you have different versions of multidimensional, I would say, scripts that we have to actually follow. But if you don't follow them, all you're doing is following your mind that's also really infinite. So you're basically following infinity, meaning that you'll be walking forever at that point. But then how are you walking when you're just observing yourself walking forever? Now with that, number 3, we choose our body, our birthplace, our state of mind, who we're going to be, how tall we are, our family, what's going to happen to us, our jobs, the friends we meet, the names we're going to pick for social media or just wherever we go. If we're enslaved, who our complexion or what our complexion will be, the viruses that we are going to embed or digest. What else? If we're famous or not, if we're going to have just different skill sets as far as like entrepreneurship or cooking or sewing, just whatever. When you're doing that, also the bad, the negative. So the things that we struggle with, we neglect, we hate, we associate with, we align with on a negative alter egos aspect. We pick all of that because that's helping us fulfill our mission through a divine missionary that literally isn't submitting to our own dominance. As we become dominant in our submissions as missionaries, now we are going on missions that go beyond multidimensional realms that we're also able to navigate our other mindset in. When you're doing that, other beings can't carry what you're carrying. So what somebody's carrying in a third world country, I can't carry that because I didn't choose to go down that route. That to me is the easy route. Going towards those countries to where death is inevitable, that to me is like signing up to be a coward. I'd rather go through suffering early at a young age so that when I get older, I can detach from this realm and leave. All I can give is the bearing of light, and I don't mean to correlate that with a title that you may consider to be. But when you correlate that and you expose beings that bear that alter ego's light, you're now detaching from families that you can't attach yourself with. So they can't get upset for contradictions when you know what you're doing righteously. That's why me doing this shit righteously, it all makes sense on why I'm aligning with divinity outside of my country. It's all different realms of consciousness. But the thing is though, me being out here is no different from me being in Georgia, Cali, Miami, Phoenix, Detroit, South Carolina, North Carolina, the DMV, Mexico, Jamaica, all the places that I've been to, these things, Texas, I've been in South Dakota. I'm going all over the place to the point to where these things don't change. Motherfuckers is still unconscious to this shit. People are still walking and they're just aligning with their unconscious time zone that they have to stay aligned with. People have to get to work. So they're focused on getting to a certain destination in a certain period of time. They don't care what you got going on. People don't have time to think, but they have time to smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. How are you smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee and on your phone at the exact same time? You killing yourself in 3 dimensions at once. And you think you're destined for an afterlife? Nigga, you're coming right back here to figure this shit out. The fourth one, you have to remember the path that can't remember itself and the path of remembrance. There actually is a path called remembrance. If you go through your Akashic data, your database, your codex, if you go through the Akashic realms, and that goes beyond the quantum domains of zero unity. That means in zero unity, that 0-1 unity, that means that in divine oneness, the zero unity aspect has no sound. It's all silent. It's so profound that the silence carries so much weight that a human will never bear. That's why consciously you have to be able to see that environment by lucid dreaming. Inception taught you that. Our destiny, the spirit of destiny, the embodiment of destiny is not what we find. It finds us by finding yourself. Destiny does not find you. You find destiny by creating your own destiny, by finding yourself, by creating an identity that you will follow every single day. Because you are destined to be destiny that destiny can't even be. Destiny can't be what you want to be. So why are you looking for destiny? Destiny can't be what you want to be. So why are you looking for a destiny that you can't align with? If you create one or make one up, by the end of the day though, what is that destiny doing for you? You're doing so much. You're sacrificing your life for this aspect or this title called destiny. You know what you want to be with. You know what you want to do, how you want to do it, and where you're going to do it, and how you're going to get there. But the question is, will destiny do that exact same thing for you? No. Because does it know you exist? No, it does not. Does destiny know that it exists or it doesn't exist? No, it is simply observing what you are destined to be. And that's beyond greatness. That's why you have to remember how great you never were, but will always be. And because of that, the things that you're going through, it's like a trigger for your memory through divinity. The things that you go through have to trigger you for your divinity. Meaning that, for example, me and somebody else in the world will perceive death different. If I see somebody get their brain blown out, I didn't mean to make it graphic, but it's like being numb to what I've already seen before. It'll be different from somebody who has never seen that before. I done seen, shootouts before. I done seen people get beat up. I done seen so many things that as I got older, it was just normal. I would be surprised if it didn't happen. But since it happens, I just be like, thank the Almighty that's not me. But these things trigger me into detaching from other beings that could do the exact same thing to me. That's why I have to always be aware of my foundation, what I'm standing on through my choices, how I speak into the world. I don't want to go outside and expect somebody to take my camera phone from me and not go record. No. I'm going to still do me, but just be aware of my surroundings. Because if somebody do take some shit, which they won't, what am I going to do? Chase them down. I'm going to get my shit back no matter what. That's exactly why when you're remembering your path, you now understand that all days that you have went through, when you sit back, when you lay down some days, sit inside. The thing is too, I don't have to watch TV, I just choose to. But when this TV's not on and I'm laying in here with the fan on, listen to my thoughts, I'm able to remember all that I have went through. And that's why it got me out here, to still give you more experiences that you can be inspired by. All I make videos for is you to be inspired for your own inspiration. I want to be able to show you that if I can do this, so can you. That's my whole entire dilemma on why I give you these videos. They're not really for me. Yeah, they're for my future self, but I want the consumer to understand you can also produce your own consumption. And you can also thrive off of being open-minded. You can be so open-minded that you can travel and still do the exact same thing. And don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Excuse me. Don't get comfortable. The moment you do, you lose that path of remembering what you got to do. Excuse me. And I say that because I could lay in bed all day. And the thing is, I'm going to get up around like 1 or whatever. So I got to get some more sleep and all that. But I'm going to be in bed, lucid dreaming some more because I can see myself going to Paris or wherever else. And the thing is, when you're remembering that, that's you remembering and being grateful for all of the negative experiences that you had to go through, because they all lead you up to here. That's why being the observer helps you get you to wherever you want to be, because you're already there. When you're the observer, you can already see what you're already in, because you're already in what you're seeing right now, and you still can't see the visible spectrum. So what are you seeing? See how you feel by the choices that you make. See how you feel about the choices that you make every single day consistently. I have a new method for y'all as well. 6 by 1. So write down 6 affirmations that you command or you want to see or envision. Do that once today. When you see it, envision it. So write it down. You see it, rehearse it, say it, speak it, and then say, this is already here. I am him, I am her. I am that embodiment that I wrote down 6 times today. I am the embodiment that I am envisioning today. I am the embodiment that I'm sleeping on today. Embody that being that you're writing down and seeing yourself writing down as. And when you're writing down what you want to be, that character that you're playing in, that character that you can't identify with is what you're observing. As you see that and you observe it every single day consistently, now you're going to wake up and go to bed doing the exact same thing that people will have to gravitate towards. But you never harvest people's or beings' energies unless they want to give you their energy. And you don't even ask for it. They just gravitate towards your magnetism. Do not harvest other beings' energies when you actually reach divinity. There are actual punishments for that. There are actual punishments for that. That's exactly why when you are called to get that higher order of being a higher order, what will you do with that higher frequency of orders that are commanding you to order yourself into being a better being? If you can't be a better being, then you enslave other beings through spirituality or consciousness. That's exactly why divine beings came back to life and showed you what you've been missing in your life. How is that possible? The next thing. Chaos is the symphony that the solar awareness has to compose in the orchestration of compositions that you have to write down and dance with. Chaos is the orchestrator that the solar awareness is able to symphonize with and dance with as you're able to orchestrate that chaos cannot seem to get a rhythm into. Chaos can't get a rhythm into the piece that you're singing with, that you're dancing with. So it wants to burn you, step on your toes, judge you. Why are you dancing like that? You're off beat, making it seem as if you're not focused on the song that actually has no sound. But you're dancing to a beat that sound will never dance to. So what are you dancing to when there's no sound being played? You're dancing to your own beat. That's exactly why chaos has to watch you and watch your feet. So when you're doing that, how will you watch your feet when you're dancing in front of yourself? That's why you have to understand that everything that you do is a sacred orchestration for the things that you have to embody as far as your energy. You have to be able to dance with positive energy every single day. Yeah, and of course, negativity will also want to join in having fun. Will you kick out negativity just because it's negative? No. And invite negativity in and teach it how it can teach itself how to be positive. Now it's like unity is able to dance with itself and flow on an enhancement that thought processes were never really focused on before. But now you are a different being. What are you being to them when they don't know how to be like themselves, but they're watching you be yourself? So you're inspiring them to be just like themselves. Where you are born and what you experience are basically the symphonies that you got to dance with, because you told yourself that you were going to dance with those energies. You told yourself that you would be in that environment. You told yourself before you came here, because somebody will say, I don't remember saying that. Why would I ask to be poor? Why would I say I want to be poor? I never chose that. That's how I know this nigga not, he don't know what he's talking about for real. That's the problem. Out of 36 something minutes, 34 minutes, you're thinking that my words actually are holding weight when I told you wisdom and foolishness are one and the same. Being wise and being foolish are one and the same. So what's the difference? When I have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm neither right nor wrong. Therefore, contradict everything, question everything. When I tell you these things, it's basically for you to understand how you can learn from them. Take everything I say with a grain of salt and do your own research. All I can do is give you information on how to find yourself within yourself. Because this is an inverted mindset that we are actually fantasizing in. So how are you finding your script in a fantasy ran by inverts? Literal women in pale costumes. How? Do this for you, not for them. They can't be like you, so why are you trying to be like them? Find your own script. Create your own script, by the way, because you actually can't find a script that can't be seen till you become transparent. Niggas not listening. Niggas not listening, though. Niggas not listening to that. They're not listening to that. They're not listening. Yo, you have to find your own script. And when you do, you have to be able to align with that energy. And if you can align with that energy, what are you looking into? If you can't find that script, then what are you scripting out? What are you doing with your life? You have to be able to understand, if you're not focusing on a better you, then how are you going to be better for you? If you don't know what you're destined for, what is your destiny destined for? Damnation. Have a great, wonderful day, Divine Reflection.